Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to our anti-rust final. We've fought our way through Conquest the whole weekend here to bring you this top two, and what a top two it is. It is actually going to be a rematch here between OK Zwoomer and Top of the Morning. I'm Ultrism, and bringing this final action with me is Sun Phoenix. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well. I'm tired after a long day of casting. This is game 5 on the trot for me, so I'm glad you're coming in to take over doing the play-by-play at the very least. But I'm looking forward to this game. Two teams we've gotten to know quite well here. Obviously, this will be our third time seeing Top of the Morning. We've got a pretty good sense of how they play now. No squad changes for either of these teams, so it is a direct rematch of what we saw in the upper bracket finals. So fingers crossed that Top of the Morning can bring something special here that they didn't have when they played the last time, which, OK Zwoomer, just to remind you, did take 3-1. But I don't know, man. OK Zwoomer looked super strong in that matchup.
Yeah.
You know, the Auntie-Zwoom combo, too much to handle. And people are pointing out Peach as well as being a stand-up performer on the Mercy. I couldn't disagree with that. But OK Zwoomer last played 6 hours ago, and Top of the Morning just played obviously 2 seconds ago. So different levels of readiness for these teams, but also different levels of rest.
And I think one of the things that you can't put behind you is the fact that the 3-1 scoreline doesn't actually show how close that was. We had the comeback coming from Top of the Morning there. They came back into it and really actually gave us on power plays, using those to full advantage coming through.
Yeah.
What OK Zwoomer did that I think really carried them through it is they understood positional control in terms of getting that high ground, getting someone like Diablo onto a soldier in a really good position. We saw that on Dorado and we saw it on Blizzard World. And so to see how they work together as a team to dominate the maps and then, you know, use that control to dictate their pacing was huge. And so if Top of the Morning can play around that a little bit more and then do more of the stuff that worked so well for them, shut down on Diablo, stop Zwoom getting that ball playing through the center of them, I think they've got a very good chance. And what a team to actually threaten this top spot.
Yeah, absolutely. So why don't we run through the teams quickly, Altruism, before we jump into things too aggressively here. So let's take a look at Top of the Morning. Our challenging team here came into the lower bracket in this rematch. Hobo Parker likely to be on the Mercy. She performed pretty well in the last matchup, but struggles, I think, needs to be careful of the Roadhog players tend to put the Mercies under pressure. Terran Lord, unlikely to be on the Genji, been playing a lot of Tracer and a lot of Echo. I mean, standout performer from the series you and I covered together, Altruism. Really incredible play on that Roadhog. He's going to be a key part of this team's path to victory should they choose to walk it. And then Neon was a real stand-up performer from the last series, actually, both on the ball and on his McCree. We obviously know him quite well as a part of TSG Team Mist for his DPS skill. Quite a very, very good Tracer, but also quite a good McCree. So the ball, not the only thing in his wheelhouse.
Yeah. And on the other side, we've got OK Zwoomer, our defending champions, effectively having come the whole way through that upper bracket. And coming into this finals is made up of Zwoom, after which the team is named, Diablo, Pale Native, and Peach. And we saw each of them showing a bit of flexibility there. Zwoom definitely favoring the ball, but not being afraid to pull out any of the other heroes. Diablo doing a lot of work, especially on the Tracer. Definitely one of the most signature heroes for Diablo, but also showing that hit scan superiority. I mean, that tracking on a soldier was ridiculous.
Wow.
Pale Native coming through, showing, especially with that Roadhog, very, very good Roadhog player. They're being able to threaten and trade out with Not No Not. And of course, Peach playing that Mercy that came to a lot of success, being able to pocket people like Diablo and just enable them being able to avoid damage when they needed to. And Peach also, you know, swapping between Mercy, the Lucio, and the Moira as well, showing a lot of promise there, being able to keep the team alive. So both teams certainly experienced, both teams having a lot of practice with themselves. OK Zwoomer, like you say, a little bit maybe rusty now, ironically enough, for the name of the tournament, considering the time that there's been between their games. But on the other side, Top of the Morning, facing that bit of fatigue from the number of games of Overwatch they've had to play today, and such high intensity games they have been.
Yeah, if I was to pick which one I think had a higher impact, I would definitely say that the fatigue is playing much more of a role than the rust. You know, Okazuma are fresh and ready to go. They're really not going to be struggling to get into the swing of things. Whereas fatigue, you can't really power through in the same way. You're tired, you're tired. You've been playing a lot of Overwatch, you've been playing a lot of Overwatch. You can't undo that without a nap or a day's rest. And they only had about 40 minutes since the last game. So not that much free time for them to relax, unfortunately.
And one of the big things about a long tournament like this is I see Diablo in the chat busy complaining that we're giving away the comp there. But these teams have gotten to play against each other already. These teams have gotten to see what everyone else is doing. There has been a slight meta developing over the weekend, but actually not like a hard and fast meta. It's not just like everyone go goats and fight against each other. Every map is unique. Every map is specific. And so the versatility of the heroes really does come into it as they have to swap around, just identify, are we fighting around a central point? Is it more of a triangular map setup where we have to move from point to point quite quickly? And the way that these guys adapt to it is definitely not giving anything away. But I mean, even if we're giving it away here on stream, the guys have gotten to see each other, they've gotten to play against each other, and they can change it at any way. So definitely no favorites. Well, maybe Zwoomer a little bit more favorite for this map, but definitely not a foregone conclusion.
Oh no, absolutely not. Obviously, history favors Zwoomer. The fatigue and practice situation favors Zwoomer as well. But ultimately, top of the morning, put in a really resilient performance against Wallace's internet in the last round. It looked pretty dire for them towards the end of that last map, and through some genius plays on Dorado, they managed to swing that one back in their favor. And then they're going to need that kind of guile and resilience coming up against Zwoomer here, because these guys are going to be a tough nut to crack.
It should be interesting, and our first match is going to take place on COWZA, the latest addition to the Overwatch roster. It's going to be interesting, a very spread out map, one that we saw at the beginning of yesterday's match, and it definitely relied a little bit more on the mobility of the heroes. Definitely saw some ball coming through there, Tracer being able to back it up, and we saw some amazing Lucio play, just being able to threaten a one spot and then come through to the other side of the map and do wonders there. I mean, Miniteg earlier on his Lucio just proved what a Lucio on his own can do. Granted, that is Miniteg. Miniteg plays by his own rules, but just a solid compositional option for any of these teams on such a diverse map.
Yeah, unique thing about COWZA as well is that it's the only actual dedicated deathmatch map in our pool. The rest of them have all been control maps that have been converted for this mode. So there's no obvious central point on this map like there is on a control map, which is why it has a lot more of a triangular shape. Now, the line of sights and the distances between the points mean that often you'll see battling happening between point A and B. But point C gets a lot of action as well, but you're not quite as likely to see the whole game revolve around point B like we see on some of the other maps.
And we see an identical team comp coming out from both these teams, all of them running the Tracer from Diablo and Lord of Terrans. Nyan and Zwoom going to be picking up that ball apiece, and Zwoom coming out the Spear, and that fight's at the beginning of this. Not and Pale Native coming through on a Roadhog, and Peach and Hobo Parker coming through on that Moira as we started off. And the early point goes towards Zwoomer, looking to extend this, definitely showing that in the beginning, Not gets a big hook, but so many red players converging on that he's not able to secure anything just there. And a pulse bomb so quickly in this game.
I'm convinced they upped the times on most of these ultimates, to be honest, because the way, especially the divas, have been building self-destructs. That's a slow building ultimate, trust me, I know from first-hand experience. And the way Vertigo was able to get so many of them in the games must be something untoward happening under the hood there. But anyways, onto this match ahead of us here. Diablo on the Tracer. Been doing a good job of putting pressure as it expected to, and now this is power play potential, and there it is, Altruism.
Wow, power play straight away into this game, and it's going to be the way of Zwoomer. They've locked down. I mean, looking at the ultimates, you talk about how fast they build. How many Wrecking Ball ultimates have we seen in this game? And so Diablo does manage to hunt down a kill. Pale Native doing well as well to get 6 points quickly in the beginning of this power play. Still half of it left, and it seems like top of the morning still wanting to take this out. Oh, what a nice play between the pulse bomb and the grapple, managing to take out Lord of Terran, and not going to fall in this. That's 4 kills, an extra 12 points for the side of Zwoomer. What a way to play your power play.
2-27 Altruism is the state of affairs right now. Zwoomer untouchable on this map so far. Only the 2 deaths that they've conceded. But now coming onto the point here is Nyan, but he's a little bit isolated, needs to be careful. But remember, the points have reopened, so teams have to work fully here to closing things up. Those mines are like the glow stickers that you had on your ceiling as a child, just really for show right now, unfortunately. But
You say that, but
another good.
if Zwoomer had
Go for
swung up into those things, it would have been like a 500 IQ play right
No, it would
there.
have been a
But
0 IQ play. Extremely lucky altruism. Well, let's be honest with each other here. But anyways, again, okay, Zoomer taking control of proceedings so far.
But it's nice to see that top of the morning now managing to get 2 points in their advantage. A lot of the game still left. 7.5 minutes means that they can use this 2 point advantage. All they need to do is pick the fights now and get the trade outs that they can. Obviously now we see not taking out Antiablo. A nice hook comes in afterwards, and it means that Zwoomer and Pale Native are going to fight this out. Not comes in to reinforce, and so Peach drops the coalescence, going to be keeping everyone alive, but it's met with a counter coalescence, and the hooks coming out from both sides, Pale Native and Not, both getting one, neither of them getting a pick out of it, and the whole hog pins everyone in the corner. This is what we need to see from top of the morning to try and pull this back. They do finally manage to get this, and in fact they're going to turn this one over around, recap this. But look at the play coming out from OK Zwoomer. They realize that they've lost the fight here, and so they go take both of the other points, just leaving it to make sure that they keep that point advantage to trade out in their favor in the points.
Yeah, absolutely. As Pale Native commits the whole here, take it down very quickly though. 12-34. Oh, and a power play coming out here for our red squad once again. Auntie and the crew gonna get nice and aggressive here, try and clean up some kills. But here we see the play coming out. Back up, stay away, stay alive. That's the name of the game here for top of the morning. They've played power plays of their own and they know how to avoid it. But not. He's been tracked down. He's under pressure, but he gets Antiablo, the big kill maker for this team, taken down right in the middle of the power play. So far, 0 kills going the way of Zwoomer doing this. But again, no kills going in that direction. As the clock ticks down, it favors the team with a massive lead. And right now, that is Zwoomer. Points open up again, altruism.
So certainly not a devastating loss there from OK Zwoomer just because of the progression that they made. And now they're going to take the chance to get the kills that they need. What a way to go through, getting that double mine kill there. Huge play coming out from them, and they don't need a power play to earn their victory here. Doing a good job so far. Top of the morning, going to be happy with the fact that that power play didn't work out too badly and too devastating in terms of points against it. But they still have a huge work to do. 24 points is the difference here, as they need to now try and shut it down with almost half of our time gone.
Yeah, it's a lot of points, but it's not an insurmountable lead here for because we've seen teams come back from slightly worse than this, although admittedly it was quite miraculous. But kills like this aren't going to help top of the morning's case here. And in fact, altruism, are you serious? So we're going to get another power play here for our red squad. They haven't worked out amazingly, but the more you get, the harder and harder it is to push back, because the one who needs the power plays right now is our blue squad, and it looks like they are going to fight back, at least for now.
Yeah, it's not just managing to get that power play for yourself. It's the fact that you can lock the points and make sure that the other team is not getting that point advantage at all. If they can't get a single point, then you really are setting them up for something difficult here. And I am trying to get that flashbang just out of range there to take down Antiablo. That could have been an instant headshot and taking him down. But nice positional control coming out from top of the morning. They're trying to just secure this point and move methodically to the next one. But OK Zwoomer dodging where they have to, managing to get the kills where they can, and still doing a good job. Still now 29 points the difference, and it seems like top of the morning just running out of time to try and make anything happen. They're trying to be too patient almost.
Yeah, half the game left for altruism, so still plenty of time to make a difference here if need be, and that's a good start. A lot of turns, but the pulse bomb to take down one, but they pay back immediately. Both Moris now hitting the deck here at once and not under a lot of pressure.
What a hook.
Relax. Okay. That was a really nice hook, but unfortunately only counts for one. It's like the rest of the kills. Hainu from 9 here from the high ground. Very nice kill from him, and this might be the opportunity they need, but A is already there, so they need more, and they're playing so defensively around this point, almost as though it's a point B on another map. But unfortunately for them, it's not in the struggling. But I just want to point out the compositions here. 9 is not on the ball. We've seen him play this for Creek quite a lot, and it makes a lot of sense when you're dealing with a ball and a tracer, as we see there. If they can take the tracer down, if they can shut down Antiablo, they could win this one. And Not and Nyan are both well positioned to do that with their hero picks.
They've just changed up their style. They realize that they can't keep up with the mobility, and they're losing in the mirrored comp. And so what they've done is they've swapped towards more of a defensive comp. They're just choosing a point, and they're going to fight on that point. A lot of Terrans doing a valiant job there to try and contest out point A here, but not able to do it. And so even though Top of the Morning managed to get point B after fighting that out, and that's what the McCree is there for. Just be a little bit more static and just play positionally. But with OK Zwoomer jumping around where they need to, they are doing a huge amount of work, and every one of these kills that they get is worth double the value of Top of the Mornings. And so they don't mind losing 1 or 2 picks here, and then they turn around. Not now. Going to try and level this out. Oh, the pulse bomb. He didn't have the ability to take a breather. Locked into that ultimate. Shuts him down so well, and Hobo Parker going to fall just after that. And so with a 33-point lead, it is OK Zwoomer dominating on this map.
Yeah, huge lead, and it's only growing, Altruism. It's looking pretty dire for the blue squad here. As OK Zwoomer just dominant once again. A power play coming out. ABC all under the control of the red team, and this time they're going to get at least 3 points out of that. Altruism are worried. What is that? 0. Okay, no, 20 seconds left. We're unlikely to hit the kill load here, which is 100, but still an impressive performance. One of the highest scoring games we've seen so far.
Yeah, and you got to start wondering what Top of the Morning is going to do. We've seen, this has been the story. It's either been an incredibly close match for Top of the Morning and OK Zwoomer, or OK Zwoomer has run away with it.
Yeah.
So we do have a best of 5. This is not the end of the game. We still have a minute left in this, a minute and a half, in fact, left in this game. But there is no way that Top of the Morning is going to be able to come through and do anything about this. Nyan going in with that adaptive shield, but he still only has about 6 HP left. Oh, the health bag gets stolen from in front of him.
That's
that
mine,
is just
dog.
adding
That's mine.
insult to injury. What a play coming out there from Zwoom.
Yeah, Zoom. Oh, Auntie hanging out here on the point, going to cap it without any consideration for what's going on elsewhere in the map. And that's kind of what the Tracer is expected to do in this game mode, right? But we haven't really seen them have the option because the power plays have been so few and far between. But now all the points are wide open with all the power plays we've been seeing. They might be looking down the barrel of another one here if they can work their way towards C and catch it. But OK Zwoomer, untouchable. A joke we might hit the kill counter, and that's actually a serious possibility here.
Yeah, with a minute left, they've only got to get 13 more points, and there's 2 more of them. Putting that pulse bomb onto it, going to pick up the Mercy on the other side. 10 points left in 50
Power
seconds.
play?
And
No,
they
okay.
could, or just the point B, managing to swap over in there to deny the power play. But Zwoom just dominating this ball matchup. I mean, Zwoom is in the middle of 3 players from Top of the Morning, and they cannot lock him down. In fact, Nyan managing to get the kill on the backside. Double kill for the side of Top of the Morning. So they're going to be happy about this. Going to try and get the point here, but just constantly contested. Zwoom's going to pop his bombs on there. Isn't going to manage to get anyone, but it does deny the point here. And so Top of the Morning, having dedicated so hard to point B here, not even going to get that much out of it, manages to kill a couple of proximity mines and 1 kill there. Pale Native eventually going down. 9 kills in left here in this game with 15 seconds left, or 19.9 points at least, now 7. It's going to be interesting to see if they can hit that kill counter, but at the end of the day, OK Zwoomer just doing enough to really secure this map with confidence.
That's the real game right here, is can they hit the time limit? No, they can't. It ends just before they get to that 100 kill limit. We really haven't gotten anywhere near it yet, this match so far, or this tournament so far, sorry. But OK Zwoomer, 2 or 3 points away from it, but this man right here was a big part of that. Obviously, we talk up on Diablo quite a bit, but Zoom is a huge part, an unsung hero sometimes, and sometimes not unsung at all here, as we can see during the play of the game. We actually caught this one on stream as well, as he takes down a couple there, but really well played from OK Zwoomer. Fingers crossed, Top of the Morning can shift up their playstyle, but that's quite a unique map in its geometry.
Yeah.
Like I said, this series is going to come down to controlling point B more than it is about how you use the points around it. Obviously, that is a part of it, but a lot more of it is how you can defend that second point and leverage your 2-point advantage at the right time.
Yeah, 100%. And as we go into the control points, that's going to become a lot more obvious. We said Kanazaka was very split out, and that I think is what OK Zwoomer really exploited here. You saw someone like Diablo. He just didn't take the fight. He was like, yes, I can get all the kills. I'm the top kill player in this tournament. If you take it like average kills per game, he got 71%, I think it was, in the one game of kills for his team. That's huge. But he knows when to play for the kills. And other times he just goes and emotes on the other point and just throws disrespect in the face of Top of the Morning. But he's doing his job. He's doing exactly what it takes. Get the point control and then get the kills. And if they can carry on doing that for the rest of these maps, these control points, I think they're going to be very happy as we go into Oasis City Center. Again, a map where the central point is going to be the focal point.
Yes, absolutely. Now, we haven't had the opportunity, you and I at least, to see this map type in this tournament. So I know that I think we haven't had any maps that haven't shown up, at least for the players. So the teams will be familiar with this map a little bit. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out. We're going to have to wait and see how exactly the points are laid out. This is quite a big map as far as control points play out, but the actual business end of the game is all happening in quite a confined space, more so than in other matches, because of how the walls around that central circle close everything in. So it's going to be interesting to see where the actual points are on this map, and that's going to decide a lot. But I suspect, like most control maps, it's going to be playing around point B. But we also know about Oasis is that high ground is critical on this map. Okay, not on this map, because I'm guessing the B point is on the other side of the gondola in the middle. Right, so producer is just confirming those things. So high ground, less important, but we might get some environmental kills in the cars, and that's always exciting to see.
Oh man, I want to see Zwoomer or Nyan. Just we saw Nyan manage to knock 2 players into the well on Ilias well earlier, and so if you can just knock people into traffic and then come out the other side, what a way to win a fight before it even begins. So I think you should get like double points for environmental kills on this game mode, just to change it up. That would be hilarious.
It's like the play of the game algorithm. I don't know if you were playing right when Overwatch came out, but if you got a single environmental kill, it was worth like 4 kills, 4 normal kills, or like 2 heroes raised back when Mercy could heal, do the massive raises. The play of the game algorithm would be like, let's play the game, no matter what else happens. But no, not anymore. Maybe you should talk to the developers of Conquest and be like, more points for environmental kills. I don't even disagree. I think it's a good idea. Make the games more fun.
But it is going to be interesting to see. We know we talked about the high ground advantage. On Diablo would obviously like to exploit that, but with the points being separated out like that, probably not going to see too much. Very good tracer map here, and so I think there's not going to be too much variation in the way that they stay this up. You might see again Nyan going for that McCree, very good at controlling that central point in the decent team fight, being able to shut down something like a Roadhog heal or a tracer from blinking around, just that sort of thing. Going to be nice. It's going to be interesting. I'm not sure if that big health pack in the middle of the cards is going to be there, because Sombra could be another useful character there. Being able to just give up that heal is huge.
Yeah. Will be typical of Oasis, actually. All 3 of the maps have those big health packs, assuming it is here in this map. Obviously, University in the room on point B has that big health pack, but the fact that it's so cramped means that Junkrat just made it 1,000,000,000% more sense. We might see.
We are going now onto Oasis City Center. It is top of the morning, having to fight their way back into this.
Oh, we've lost altruism briefly there. Don't worry, I'm pretty used to this play-by-play thing, so we should be okay. The benefit of having 2 play-by-play casters at once. So here we can see now where the B point is located. So yeah, that high ground not likely to come into play basically at all, and it's going to be more about controlling the space. Now, it might not look it, but this is actually extremely cramped in terms of actual real estate that heroes can use. So it's going to be interesting to see how that affects things, but it's not cramped in the sense that a Junkrat, for example, could get a ton of value. But we do see Lord of Terrans bring that out, so he obviously feels different, and he's pretty much better than at Overwatch than I am. So maybe go with what he says. Let's see how it works out. As Diablo gets on the back here, looking to get rid of that Moira, not able to find it just yet. And in fact, Nyan will be the one that drops here. Doom finds another kill onto Hobo Park. Eventually, they track down that pesky Moira, and he tracks down another one as well. And once again, 8 kills of that first team fight, or 8 points rather, after they've capped that second point.
And I think one of the big things that we haven't talked about is how much space the balls have to move. We've seen definitely when the Wrecking Balls don't have the mobility, they don't have those clear rollouts to go through a map, they really can struggle a little bit. But here, the fact that they can just swing through big arches, and Zoom doing a good job to stop just before the cars. Nice turnaround coming from top of the morning at the beginning of this, does manage to shut it down. And the early, no, please just push him into the cars, throw him out into the middle of the air, and he doesn't actually drop down in any sort of danger, but not certainly setting up for an opportunity for HP.
And he's getting the cap as well. This, okay, they've lost point B. If they hadn't lost point B, they could have got a power play off this ridiculous 4 HP ball. But thankfully for them, they've got that point. But it is going to mean suddenly they're going to lose that advantage. And I don't think they were paying attention to Zoom's positioning there. I think they thought he was either dead or out of the way. And it turns out he's absolutely not. So now if he can come back and help his team win the second point with his ultimate, they might be straight onto a power play here.
That was huge. Not in traffic, and he gets knocked down.
Oh, no.
There, we talked about it before. Zwoomer. Oh, he's just sitting there rolling over the dead corpse of Roadhog. And that secures him the power play as they go into it. Now is the opportunity to rush forward. And with the mobile comp that they've got, you wouldn't want anything else, and they start tracking down kills. We see Zwoomer going for it. Diablo manages to secure the 1 kill. It's traded out so far, but the triple point advantage. And Diablo managing to clip through Nyan instantly means that he goes down. Pale Native going to, looking for the next kill. Then we see the stick come out. It's going to be a double pulse bomb kill. That's 6 points right with a single play for Diablo. That's going to be huge. And okay, Zwoomer decimating through top of the morning here.
That's a team wipe right there for the man of the hour. The tracking is crazy, man. It's like he's got that controller tracking that's so smooth, like almost like it's got aim assist, not to imply anything, obviously. He's going to dance, do the Charleston on the point here to get that first cap on point A. But I mean, crazy stuff from Diablo here. And just helping COWZA stamp the authority on this match. They've looked completely untouchable for this whole series.
Using the third person peeking again, Zwoomer just going to swing out into the open, and he's got Pale Native behind him there. Oh, the whole hog dedicated to him. That's a good way to push him back, but you've still got these guys. Oh, that's a good hook. That's a great start for Not. He's going to be able to heal up, and now they've got man advantage as they want to push forward here. Rayleigh won. No, sorry. Just as you thought they were going to do something, well, Diablo comes through, manages to get a kill, and does it. On the way out, he's going to get trapped up. So good job by the Roadhog, and this Roadhog ultimate could actually do some work to try and shut this out as the contention for point C hots up. This is of course the power play setting up here, and if we can see Zwoomer setting this up, we do see yes, okay, finally.
Nice play from the blue team. This is what they need to do. They really need to force them back now. Cap that B point, and I think it's getting to the point, Altruism, where they desperately need a power play of their own to try and claw back some of this advantage that we've seen COWZA build up in this map so far. So they're pushing their way towards point B. COWZA just going to play it safe here. We do see the Genji coming out from Zwoomer, the famed Zwoomer Genji that nobody knew they wanted. But let's see how good he is at this here.
Well, it's going to be interesting. He's going to struggle because there's Sombra on the other side. He is hacked up, going down to 15 HP. Now the ultimate, instead just focusing on tearing through the Roadhog, pushing him up into the wall, and going to not get anything else out of that. Oh, in fact, manages to find out Zwoomer's Genji as well. Now the roll coming through Nyan, just pinning the Tracer into the corner. Great play from top of the morning to push forward onto B points, and that's what they would have wanted. And with this Moira, Hobo Park has actually got a good chance to shut down a lot of what the Genji can do here. Zwoomer just playing out in traffic, and he's pinned now between some cars and probably the more dangerous threat. Instead, he falls to Not. And this is an opportunity here for top of the morning to finally come back.
Yeah, it's a good way to throw the game, is to put your second best player on probably not a great hero for him. But let's see how it goes here, because I shouldn't judge people, based on their roles that they play competitively. I'm sure he's got a fine Genji, but it's not working out that well here. But I might eat my words here as they come out with his ultimate stick onto Not, and the hook to counter it. Get back here, boy. I'm still busy with you. The Genji blade comes out, but he's hacked up. He can't do anything now. Lord of Tens will take care of him. Is he gonna? Okay, no, he didn't end up giving his life away, but the EMP did come out the hook to cancel the Moira ultimate. So far, looking pretty good here. The comeback road starts now for top of the morning.
Man, this is huge. In fact, we do see the kill difference starting to go down towards the favor of top of the morning. They're really starting to shut this out, and with those two zones controlled, they're going to be very, very happy with this. Not just pushing forward, and it seems like top of the morning just very content to secure point B here, fight it out, and they managed to drop it down to a 19 kill difference. Definitely, Zwoomer having swapped back onto the wrecking ball, just going, I had some fun on Genji, but it's not working.
He's also trying to pick Genji into a Sombra. That sucks. Big old bats, get out of here. Speaking of big old bats. Unfortunately for Zwoomer, playing into a Sombra is not fun as a Genji, but I'd argue it's not any more fun as a ball. But it's a hero you at least have a lot more experience playing against Sombra with. Then looks like he just wants to take the duel. He did 1-1v1 before the match started against Nyan, and now he's going to get it. But now he's running away like a coward, or is he running into the enemy team? Yes, he is. He helps Pale Native secure that kill onto Hobo Park as Lord of Tens looks to leverage the Sombra powers into some kills for his team, but they are dropping like flies.
Oh, it's big here. Okay, Zwoomer taking control of this point B here, getting a lot of the kills that they need to, but they haven't managed to contest it yet. Diablo poking from the outside. The Sombra hack comes back The Sombra Translocator comes back on Diablo, nearly ending up in traffic there. But he's looking for the pulse
Oh,
bomb.
that's
He
a
gets it.
stick.
He sticks, and he somehow manages to stay alive, just being able to fade out there. Great play coming out from Hobo Parker, doing well there to stay alive. She's done excellently to dodge that and done huge amounts to sustain the team. Now, not looking for that back hook into the back line now. And with this, whole hog is going to pin there in the corner. Poor Zwoomer not being able to do anything but shut down by the counter hook. Finished off by Diablo. Pale Native now trying to lead this. And OK, Zwoomer has managed to recap this point B. So they're going to be back in the driving seat.
Yeah, absolutely. And Zoom back on the ball, you can see making a big difference with how much space he's able to make. Even, sorry, no, that's Nine taking a hook, but he does get onto Nine there and help get that pick off. Not gets rid of the main man on Diablo, so this might be an opportunity alongside the EMP for Top of the Morning to push forward. Can they take down Zoom with the hack? I'm sure they'll be able to, especially not in the front like this. And they do manage to get him, but this is a very good ultimate from Pale Native, just pushing them back, buying space for his team to get back. Because remember, they control the point. So if they can come back and keep hold of this and just pick up a few kills every now and again, with the massive lead they have, that's going to sit very well on their side.
I do love this Somber use coming out. All 4 players from OK Zwoomer going to have to be careful of that hack. Can disrupt any of them. Now the Coalescence to try and fight this out. It is going to be Top of the Morning trying to win this. Nyan going to be knocked into traffic there, unfortunately, for their team. And so he's going to go down. The rest of OK Zwoomer quite happy to take this. We see Nyan coming in with some big mines there, but they're pretty spread out. And so he's going to have to run for his life. Being chased down, hooked up by Pale Native is going to cost him his life. And 71-35 is the score difference here. We see Diablo trying in the backline, manages to get a kill, and he's going to be happy with that trade out, going to be able to reinforce quickly, but he gets the point advantage off this, and it's going to be, not fishing with that hook, and now he throws this ultimate. He's going to push everyone back. He's going to try and find someone in traffic, but instead just pins the ball against the backline and manages to hook back in and hacked up.
Oh, just barely not able to secure the kill on the Moira. If you look on the ceiling, you'll notice some mines as well. So ultimates coming out all over the place. But who needs ultimates when you've got the tracking prowess of Diablo? He's just go in there, pick off 2, Peach fires back. Fires one onto not as well. So really impressive play from them. And so far, very, very nice patient play from OK Zwoomer. They've been putting the pressure on, but not overextending in any way, shape, or form, and also keeping protecting the supports really well as well.
And now as they push forward, I'd almost like to see Top of the Morning doing something risky. They've only got 30 seconds left in this match, so no chance of them coming back. Swapping things out, maybe trying out a little bit more. Hobo Parker swapping onto this Brigitte. Again, Brigitte, a useful hero to shut down these very mobile characters. But with that damage orb from Moira, just chewing through, no shielding against that, unfortunately. And and the team able to pick up a couple of kills, but never being able to really leverage their ability to control that second point. They didn't get enough out of that, and it was just up to OK Zwoomer to take it back eventually. And when they do, they're able to do everything that they need to secure this game. That is going to be the end of our second game. And again, OK Zwoomer taking this one quite convincingly.
Yeah, very, very convincing. Looking pretty much unstoppable unless they're stopping themselves, it seems like. But I don't know what you do here as Top of the Morning. You can see them trying things towards the end of that. But he's just not really here. You can drop into your lineup at any stage of the game. You kind of have to make it. Oh, okay. He's even stopped for a moment there to hog off to himself, I think. But he does come in and get the follow-up kills. Really, really impressive play from Diablo there. I think we knew he was good, but he's showing us just how good he is in the Anti-Rust Cup here. So I'm super impressed by him. But yeah, Top of the Morning need to do something special here, need to pick it up because they are getting absolutely dominated by OK Zwoomer.
It's just the difference in how quickly they can confirm kills. And there with Diablo getting 31 picks and 72% of the kills, it just means that someone like Zwoomer just has to go in, set people up, and allow Diablo to get into position, drag that attention off him for a second, and that's all that it is. I mean, one clipping half of those heroes, even managing to duel out people like the Roadhog. A couple of hooks going the way of Not, definitely proving their own ability. Both of the supports, actually, Hobo Parker and Peach, doing a lot of work in that with the 2 Moiras being able to dodge the important abilities. We saw Hobo Parker doing a great job of shutting down Zoom's Genji, making him swap back off that. And so, stuff like that really comes into it. But when you got someone like Diablo cleaving you so quickly, there's only so much that Hobo Parker can do. We saw even the pressure that Diablo was putting onto Hobo Parker, not even managing to phase out sometimes when you just get one clipped by the Tracer so quickly.
Yeah. It is unlucky, and we're looking towards people like Not to, if not deal with on Diablo, at least fire the kills back in the other direction just as effectively. But he's struggling to get it done, and a big part of that I think is Woom. He's focusing a lot of his attention, to either shutting down on Diablo directly or to dealing with Woom. And both of those heroes are the kind of heroes you can spend minutes trying to deal with,
Yeah.
without iterating your point count at all. So I think it might be worth him focusing on picking up securing kills. Don't worry about shutting down on Diablo and Zoom unless they are the kill that you're trying to secure. You need to not get distracted by them. Maybe focus on dealing with Peach and dealing with Pale Native on the opposite Roadhog or the Diva, as the case may be, and get those kills. But we are moving over to Lijiang Control Center here. Now, when we saw Wallace's internet going up against Uncalled 4. We saw a lot of pseudo goats or Ryan Zarya at the very least, but looks like we're going to see some Bastion from Diablo here. This is where the flex comes in. This is not a usual strategy. I think they're just going to try and dunk on these poor boys and girls.
Oh man, this is going to be huge. We talked about Control Center being one of those maps where you really need to control the center. It's a much more linear map than any of the others, and so being able to hold the fight here is going to be huge. Diablo just playing so patiently, coming out there, has set up onto the point, and now going to rain death from above, already taking out Lord of Terran's turrets and trapping the rest of them on the point. Nyan just sitting and cowering in a corner as the ball swings around, doing everything. Zwoomer and Nyan going to fight it out. Oh, Zwoomer just tears him down as the rest of the team going for the top there. And this is a flex. Diablo does go down to the poke damage from Lord of Terran, and Terran now going to try and turn this around with Hobo Parker. Hobo Parker even going to be able to get the res here onto Nyan. So they're going to be able to set up quite nicely. Diablo is resed up as well on that Bastion on the high ground, and so it's going to be interesting to see if this actually does work out. So far it is, though. They've managed to take control point B, and now they're going to push forward and just control these doors with the most ridiculous character I've ever considered for this Conquest mode.
Making it work, right? Creative plays, and when you've got a lead this big, you can make whatever plays you want to make. It's not looks to get aggressive here on Zoom's ball, but where's the Bastion? He's making.
Where is he?
Making noises. He's outside the door on the second point, outside the window on the left. So now he's just coming to the point. They're going to try and make their way up. Those balls look like they hurt a lot from Pale Native there, and I know from experience that they do, at least the hero. I don't know about Pale Native, the guy. But anyways, so yeah, struggling a little bit here. This is the kind of thing where you really need to have your wits about you if you're top of the morning here. But it looks like they're just going to get set up, and that's the thing about this point as well. But you can just move around and find good positions anywhere you want on this map.
Oh man, what a way to do it. And who's going to try and contest now into this? They are not going to be able to get the power play. They do. They managed to get the power play. It's actually going to be top of the morning getting this power play. So while that very static play did work for them to win the team fights, the rest of the top of the morning just went around and controlled points without them. Now it's going to be up to them, and you got to think about top of the morning. Do you really want to just run into a Bastion now just to make the power play work? It's not something that you particularly want to do, and so Diablo set up in the corner, just going to deny this out, firing huge amounts of damage down range, and no points coming out of this power play. Diablo with the little wave at the end of that.
I think they didn't even see the enemy team there, top of the morning. They just, Okazuma went as far back into the corner as they could, hid out there, making sure the Bastion had decent line of sight, and then just didn't give anything away. This is what the team needs. Top of the morning need power plays, but if Okazuma are going to play that way when the power plays come out, it's not going to matter at all, as we see Auntie trying to get set up here on the high ground once again. He's got the tank configuration ready to go, though.
He does. It is so far top of the morning managing to keep the majority of point control. Oh, the hook comes out. Diablo, goodbye. That's the problem about playing into a Roadhog, and what a way for top of the morning now to start getting some kills. This is it. Do you want to play the cheeky Bastion? Go for it. We've got you covered in every way possible. 3 kills so far, all for team wipe, and instantly top of the morning managing to get this one back in their favor. They've leveled up the score.
Yeah, but this is the thing, right? You just know that Okazuma didn't even care about that composition. This is the composition they want to make work. The Ryan Zarya, Diva, and then Peach on the Lucio, the pseudo goats, the 4 goats composition. This is what they're really going to excel with, and it's going to be tough for top of the morning to fight through this with what they got. Remember, they have no shield. They have no way to stop the Zarya from pumping in damage, and the Okazuma have a Zarya to counter not hook a lot of the time, so it's going to be really difficult for them to counter this composition.
It's going to be interesting to see what they can do. They have started managing to get a couple of kills their side. Lord of Terran playing around the outside of the fight, putting in some good damage. No, gets the hook on Peach. That's going to be pivotal. With this triple tank lineup, you really need someone to keep you sustained. Otherwise, the rest of them are going to start feeding. Hobo Parker, though, going to go down in the pin on Lord of Terran. Shuts it down quickly. Who needs to worry about not having healing when you're going to shut it out this quickly? Great grab coming out. The double shield's going to be able to keep them alive for a little bit longer. But at the end of the day, when you got no healing, it's just going to be chewed through the end of that as he tries to get back into mech. That's going to be huge. Top of the morning, playing this beautifully, managing to take this lead and the middle control point.
Absolutely, but they still only managed to pick up a 3-point lead of the team fight they want. So long way to go yet if they're going to secure their first map of the series. Remind you guys, this is a best of 5. So if Zwoomer do take this, that's it. They win the Anti-Rust Cup. So last chance here for Top of the Morning to make something happen, and they're doing everything they can on this point.
And I like this wraparound coming out for Zwoomer. They're looking to threaten that high ground. Not doing a good job of sitting on the low ground. And Mercy, who can run away so quickly. Hook gets blocked by the shield, and instead they're going to turn it around. Don't come near us. That's the problem about this Goat's composition, is that you need to get in range to be able to make it work. And the Earth Shatter comes from the side, manages to shut them down. Not going to be the first casualty. A nice bubble on the Mercy keeps him alive for a little bit. Hobo Parker managing to run away. So she's going to be surviving and manages to get the res up on Lord of Terran. Pale Native just sitting on the point, trying to capture it in the Baby Diva form, and that's going to be a good play from Zwoomer. Just being aware of their positioning and taking the fight exactly where they wanted to.
Yeah, absolutely. They just gave away 2 points by dying, but anyways, it's less than if they let them get the kills with the 2 points. But it might mean they give up this third point and give up a power play. That's going to be a huge problem, and it looks like that's exactly what's going to happen here, unfortunately, as they get forced back. I don't know where they're going to spawn off the power play. I don't quite know how that works, but I know Lord of Terran is about to give away 3 points, but he does just that as he gets executed by Zoom's fire strike. So they are back on the point now, and this could be a disaster. They're spawning there! Oh my god, that's a problem.
That Diva Bomb coming in, they just had no chance. They were pinned in that corner and in the middle of a power play. That is not what you want. Pale Native going huge with that self-destruct. Means that they're able to do it. 9 running for point B now. They're still spawning here, which means every kill, but they're managing to turn around. Not being able to take out Zwoom there. Just the rest of Zwoomer running away, trying to get that central point, being drawn away. What a good play from Nyan to drag that attention away. And now Lord of Terran deciding that he wants to go for the Doomfist instead, giving that instant pick potential. Gonna go rolling out into the center, misses his uppercut, looking for the punch, manages to get Peach. That is huge. That's gonna be big for them. And so now they can try and extend this lead. They suffered huge losses in that power play, but now the game is not over. Still 3 minutes left, and their lead isn't too far behind, in fact. If they can manage to control this central point now, they haven't managed to get it yet. There it is, going to be ticking up. And so now every trade out is going to be happy, and with those punches coming through consistently, Lord of Terran going to come down, and Zwoom does have that ultimate, but needs to be careful about going down here. Only half HP, and Peach not going to be able to heal this up for a little bit of time. Looking for the Mercy in this. She's going to try and jump across, gets blocked. And while Not tries desperately to try and salvage this fight with that, is actually going to do some work here with that whole hog and manages to get the time for Lord of Terran to come back into this. Now the Graviton Surge is going to just set up things. Lord of Terran going to go down in the beginning of this, but there's still 2 players alive for Top of the Morning, and so the trade-out's still going to work in their favor. Nyan trying desperately to just contest this point for a little bit longer. Comes out on 8 HP, manages to find Hobo Parker. They're going to give up the zone, but they are going to be okay, I think, with the trade on that. Maybe not as much as they wanted.
I don't know, it was 45-24 and it's 29-52 now as the clock ticks away. Only 2 minutes left, so you can't afford to be taking even trades here if you're Top of the Morning here. You need to be winning out, and they are not winning out. They're going even, like you said. So this is going to be tough, but now bringing this back here, but those kills again only counted for 1 each. 1 point, you get 1 point for capping as well. So now is the time they need to take advantage of their point control. If they can win even just 1 clean team fight, that's 40-52. That's something you can work with.
Yeah, definitely, and it opens them up for the opportunity to go for that power play if they really do want it, and it would pin them in the corner. We do see them playing into Peach's ultimate with that sound barrier, looking to secure this, and we see Lord of Terran coming out quickly, pins them all in the corner now. With those mines, they're going to have a fire on top of them, but Pale Native, the ultimate show, comes out his way, managing to get 4 kills in total now out of that self-destruct, and just 2 self-destructs sets this fight up, everything that Zwoomer would have wanted. And even though they only get 1 point per kill there, when they're able to deny it completely from the side of top of the morning, what a way to really set this up.
Yeah,
And they're all just going to jump
do
off the
it.
edge. They're
Just do
ticking
it,
down
bro.
their score.
Just do it. Just do it. You're not going to lose this game. They're so hardcore in control of things. They'd have to literally jump off the map many more times to throw it in the other way's favor. This is some mental game because, even if they lose this match, they're going to say, oh no, you only beat us because of this. And now they're set up here covering point C with the Bastion. They are in a heap of trouble here.
Oh man, this is just cheeky. They know that they got the point advantage. They're just like, come and find us. You got 35 seconds to make this work. And how are you going to make 35 seconds into a couple of kills? And it is working. They're doing it with the Bastion. This is the most cheeky Overwatch I have seen in South Africa. They get the 4 kills with the Bastion. Antiablo securing it for them at the end with 20 seconds left. What a way to finish this cup.
All the kills they lost from jumping off the map, which I think they're about to do again here. Or they just, yeah, you got to do the 367, 2900 rotation as well. Extra points for that. 10 points from Judge Sun Phoenix here, in my opinion. But they are just going to win this while they're all dead and off the map. Oh my God.
Oh man, if there was ever something that truly epitomized what Zwoomer was all about and how much they were dominating this sort of map, it's the fact that you can jump off the map, take out a Bastion in the last minutes, and just cleave down your opponents and then jump off the map again. What a way to end this in the Rust tournament, taking the finals 3-0.
Man, what a great finish. The games themselves, the quality was not super high. I think the fatigue we spoke about beforehand really showing there for top of the morning. It didn't quite look as polished as we saw in the past. But I mean, Zwoomer made a show of it. No matter who or what was going on in the game, they knew they were going to give us something to enjoy. So big shout out to Zwoomer there for giving us that little ending to the series.
Oh, no, that's fantastic. And what a way to really close off our tournament here, guys. We hope you've had so much fun. I've certainly laughed, especially in this finals. And certainly, that's a bit of disrespect for Top of the Morning, considering how much of a close fight Top of the Morning gave them in that previous matchup in the upper bracket. It's just Top of the Morning didn't have an answer for anything. Antiablo wrecked on his Tracer in all of the matches. There's Zwoomer being able to cause havoc, rolling through with that ball. Not so successful on the Genji, to be fair. Pale Native doing a stellar job on that Roadhog, getting all the hooks that mattered. And Peach just keeping the team topped up constantly. When you're not giving away kills like that, you're not losing. And so even at the end of the day, being able to forfeit 8 points and run a Bastion in your final match just shows the difference here. And no one able to touch Zwoomer, completely unbeaten in this tournament and well-deserved champions in my opinion.
They did drop one map to Top of the Morning in the upper bracket finals, so they were beaten a tiny bit, but coming in, after that first match, you could tell, even towards the end of that, when you saw Auntie doing his dance on the uncontested point and Zwoomer stealing the health back from 9, you could tell that there was a little bit of sauce coming in there. They felt like they were going to dominate this, and by the end of the series, I mean, you guys saw for yourself where they were at mentally on the side of Zwoomer.
I don't know if we want to interview, but who would you give a player of the match or even a player of the series to if you had to give one out of this? Let's start with player of the match if you want. But
it's the same for me. I can give you both at the same time. It's pretty obvious for me, a stand-up performer. I think if I was a better analysis and smarter, then I might say Zwoomer, because I could really get a better sense of the contribution he was making. But because I'm kind of dumb and my brain is quite smooth, I'm just going to go for the guy whose tracking was near perfect, who was lighting up the kill feed, and he was really making all of the explosive plays, at least on the face of it. So yeah, for me, it's definitely got to be Antiablo here, the OG hit scan master, the tracer master, the soldier master. Really, really impressive stuff from him. The Bastion master, as it turns out, as well.
I think we do need to give a fair shout out to Pale Native being able to get those Diva bombs. That saved them twice. I mean, it did one in the power play there to get 6 points out of a single button.
Or did it just, it's another nail in the coffin?
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, like there was that one team fight in the center on point B where they were actually under a lot of pressure and managing to drop it over the top. That one probably saved the mid fight, but certainly didn't save the series. Pale Native coming through, but when the entire team is pulling off stuff like that constantly, yeah, fair enough. It's not a single play that saves you at any stage.
Yeah, so really well played, of course, to their opponents as well. Not as strong in this series, but worked really, really hard to get here. A tough victory against Wallace's internet in the previous round, showing how far they were willing to go to get to the grand finals. And of course, they did take a map of Zwoomer in the upper bracket finals as well. So no slouches in their own right. So shout out to Terran Lord and the rest of the crew there for putting in a good show as well.
Yeah. Definitely. I think a good show was held by all today and yesterday. In fact, this entire tournament really, really fun. Gets to change things up a little bit. We don't see the typical meta comps. We get to see people trying out completely different things. Yeah. And a really cool game mode. I would actually like to see more tournaments of this, guys. If you guys would like to see stuff like that, shout it out on Twitter. Just give some love to the whole ZA Overwatch scene. If you want to follow them at ZA Overwatch, really just shout out for this tournament, being able to do this. And shout out to every one of the players and every one of the spectators who came and had a great weekend of this. It was a lot of fun to get to cast this. I'm guessing you enjoyed it as well.
Yeah, of course. I had a lot of fun casting it, and I had my first production experience as well, so that was interesting and fun as well. But thank you. Probably will never happen again because the internet is poo-poo. But
we're looking for other producers, guys.
Oh
please.
God, please. We'll train you and everything. Okay, we'll be nice to you as well. But it was seriously, I'll be nice to you as well. I can't speak for others. Do we want an interview? We can do one. I don't mind.
I'd love to be able to get on Diablo and see what he felt about this tournament and see. So guys, don't go anywhere. We are going to get him in, but in general, I like just the way that the teams were able to adapt to this sort of tournament. Obviously not something that anyone's trained for. I don't know anyone who sat and put 400 hours into Conquest map. I mean, I don't even know if that was possible in the recent amount of time that this game mode has been out, but I would actually consider seeing Conquest as a proper game mode in quick play and competitive. What do you think?
I think they were hamstrung a bit by the workshop and what they could actually do, because things like the spawns, if you're going to be using the maps that I don't think you can actually edit the map. I stand to be corrected on that. But it seems like if you're going to be using the control point maps, the deathmatch varieties, you don't have dedicated spawn areas like you do on other maps. So something that I've seen a lot of people complaining about, a lot of the players complaining about, is the spawns. So if they could work out that, definitely could. And if they were to put this into quick play or comp, it would obviously have to go through Blizzard, and they'd have the resources to make all that stuff work properly. I think the UI also is a little bit cumbersome. I think if they improve that just a tiny bit as well to make it clearer what's happening, that'd be great. But other than those minor complaints, I think it's a great mode. It could be interesting.
I mean, you certainly did. You didn't hit the nail on the head. Those spawns are a big disadvantage. I mean, we saw top of the morning. They were forced into a corner in a power play, and they just jumped back into the game right in front of the other team. And it was good play. And maybe something that could be argued is a bit of a tactical thing. Or if that's just a case of you're super unlucky for being in that specific position. I mean, that was like 12 points straight into the back pocket of Zwoomer. Yeah. There's not much you can do about that. So if you could fix something like that, play around something like that, I don't know. But I'd also be interested to see how this would work in a 6v6. That could be just chaotic.
Absolutely. I think 6v6, because the dynamics of the heroes are a lot more normalized, because the game itself is balanced for 6v6. And they haven't actually tweaked any of the heroes with the exception of Ultimate Charge, I think, in this mode. It's not really built for... Overwatch isn't built for 4v4, it's built for 6v6. And it's also now, as we move further away from the introduction of roll lock, it's also built for 2-2-2. So something else we need to think about. So it is a little bit strangely balanced for 4v4. So yeah, I'd love to see a roll lock 6v6 tournament in this as well, which I think there has been one going on, or there has been one before.
I'd like that. And I think, the thing about 6v6 is that it opens up the dynamics about how you move from point to point. You can now effectively drop 3 people for stall on one of your points while the other 3 go and try to take a fight.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It becomes less of this single person moving around getting picks like on Diablo did so much in here, or the freedom of Zoom. It might reduce the effectiveness of ball because now you can have a dedicated player on your team to shut down. We saw the Sombra working so well there. Actually, for top of the morning, even though they didn't come out as the victory, definitely did a huge amount having that hack there. And so having that as your second DPS allows for completely new strategies. And I think it would be interesting to be able to do that. Maybe, guys, if you're interested in something like that, pop it on Twitter. Let us know if that would be a tournament that you'd be interested in seeing. I'm sure we can try and make it happen at some stage. But with
you can tell that Ulster guy doesn't organize any of the stuff. He's just like volunteering us.
Sun Phoenix
volunteering us to put on all these tournaments. But I mean, it would be, if there's interest, obviously we'll do whatever if there's interest.
You know, at the end of the day, I like to see as much Overwatch as possible. And being the non-organizer, I get to just jump in and go like, I'm going to see lots of Overwatch and speak very excitedly about it for a couple of hours. So, you know, I'm happy to speak excitedly for a few hours whenever you need me. So let's go.
Yeah, we appreciate that. I don't know if we're getting onto in here. It seems unlikely because the whole lobby's already been disbanded. So I think we'll just call it there out.
Probably. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us over this weekend. It has been a lot of fun. If you want to keep up to date and more action, obviously follow us. I've been at Ultrism and at Sun Phoenix next to me. Make sure you spell it correctly if you want to keep up to date with what he's doing. Big shout out to Scars and the Peach ZA for doing the production for this weekend. I think Sun Phoenix can attest to just how much work that is and how valuable these guys are to us. Huge assets for us in the community. I'm sure you guys appreciate it as well, being there and watching their camera work and all the organization behind the scenes. And if you guys want to do it, obviously this was the anti-rust tournament, just there to shake out a couple of the fingers, make sure everyone's hyped up and ready and practiced for the rest of the Overwatch series that's coming here in 2021. So if you guys want to keep up to date with any of that sort of action, make sure to follow on Twitter. It's at Overwatch ZA. Going to be able to ZA Overwatch.
ZA Overwatch. Yeah.
I'll get there one day.
You think after a year and a half of saying this, you'd have it down by now?
You'd think, right? But I rely on you guys to cover me there. I'll just do the shouting, the hype. So at ZA Overwatch, go follow them on Twitter, and that's where you'll be able to keep up to date with all the action, any of the big tournaments that's coming in, whether you're wanting to take part in them or just be a spectator and cheer on for your favorite team. I'm sure all the players would be very happy for you guys to join us at any stage. And make sure, of course, you guys got to see a lot of the big players in South Africa. Should get you hyped up for them for the rest of the year. So go follow any of your favorite players that you got to see this weekend. But a really enjoyable tournament, and I think that at the end of the day, couldn't have asked for better Overwatch.
Absolutely not.
So at the end of the day, guys, thanks for joining us over the weekend, and we'll catch you for the next one. Keep up to date with all those things on the socials, and for us, it has been a lot of fun, and we'll see you guys next time.